Set realistic goals. Prioritize your goals. This is your life. This life is not a dress rehearsal for other people's lives. This is your real life. This one is yours and it's real. And you need to set your goals in according to what you want in life. Set those goals and focus on them, prioritize them, and that builds. Because the thing is, what I'm going to ask you to do as well is write down your goals. Write down your goals in a place where you can see them every day. Goals, setting goals, and then achieving the goals that you've set for yourself is the cornerstone of self-confidence. Because if you can write down a goal for yourself and you achieve it, there's a part in the back of your mind that stores it and that knows, we see, oh, I can accomplish the thing that I set my mind to. And then you set another goal and you accomplished it. Then you add again that thing. Mina, yeah, I can achieve my goals. You set another goal, you achieve it. It develops a pattern inside your brain that lets you know that I can get what I set out to get, because sometimes that's where the doubt comes in, because you're like, when have I ever set a goal and accomplished it? So every time you have a vision for a higher version of yourself, the self-doubting voice comes in and you believe it. So now you're going to have a higher vision of yourself, right? The self-doubting voice comes in and you challenge it. And you're like, when are you lying? When are you saying you're a liar? Hey, this voice that's lying like this one. Hey. And then you're going to set that goal, right? And then you're going to set that goal every day. You're going to read it. Let it scare you. It's okay to be scared, guys. It's okay to be scared. Like, we're human beings, right? Fear was meant to protect us once upon a time. But it doesn't serve us anymore. We're safer now than we were many, many years ago. So fear doesn't really serve us anymore. If anything, it limits us, right? So you will be afraid. You're going to read it. You'll be like, oh my God, it's going to scare you. Read it. Every day, like freak out, like read it and freak out. Like, and freak out. And then go about your day. Come back tomorrow again. Read it, freak out again. You're gonna freak out less and less and less and less. And then you're going to get to a point where your brain is going to be like, maybe I can actually achieve this, And that's a beautiful place to be. Because now you're a seed that was buried in the darkness. But now you're like sprouting a little root. Life is beginning to form inside of you. You're like, maybe I can do this. Then now you're then feeling like a little excited. Then you go about your day. You think about, oh, maybe I can. Then you're funda kusasa. Okay, maybe I can. It keeps you. It's, as I said, life is forming inside of you, and then you're gonna read it like another day. You're gonna be like, you know what? I'm just gonna try. Yeah, when I'm a slap. When you've reached, I'm just gonna try. Oh my God. When in life, when you reach the point where you're just willing to try, people who accomplish things in life are people who just try. They just try. But they try. They don't let that voice win. They get to a point where they try. And often, can I be honest? More often than not, I feel like, in my experience as a winner, I'm a professional winner, in my experience as a winner, often if you try, usually you succeed. And then you bag that knowing, I can try this and something can come out of it. Then you're going to try again. You're going to try. And you might face an obstacle along the way, which is actually another point that I'm going to discuss. You might face an obstacle along the way, but the fact that you tried, for me, especially if someone used to go from doubting themselves, if you used to like shoot down ideas in the head before you even tried it, and you get to a point where you can even try, wow. Wow, I don't know. My heart feels just so happy just thinking about that, man. I told you I love like personal development stuff. So if you can try, man. So you've tried often enough and you've won. Because we're winners. You've won often enough and you try. Now you have another goal in mind and now you face challenges. Guys, challenges are a part of the game. If anything, actually, some of us view challenges as and a catalyzer, right? I won't get into that, but challenges are a part of the game. And when you face a challenge, right, you don't just surrender and like I've lost. The challenge has won. No ways, guys. That's such a boring life. Imagine like when you face an obstacle and just like, yeah, sekuphelile, just by a smallanyana challenge. No man. No man, like the same way you did it. A goal is like a positive challenge, right? Because it's challenging you to reach a higher version of yourself. And then on your way to accomplishing that goal, you reach a smaller challenge in the middle, and it's like, let's make this exciting, let's make this interesting, you know? Because it can't be easy. Okay, no, that's a lie. I take that back. It can be easy, but it makes it exciting, right? It adds drama, and it makes, you know what it does also? It makes reaching the goal so much more worthwhile because you knew the challenges that you faced along the way. Oh, chef's kiss. When you reach that goal, you're going to be like, oh my God. But when you face a challenge, guys, don't pull back. A challenge is not the end, man. A challenge is something that it spurs your creativity. How can I work my way around this? How can I change the way I think? It allows you to grow. It's, have you seen like those plants that like a tree, like it falls, the rain was a challenge, it falls and then it starts growing like in this direction. It's a challenge. It's like, no, life will prevail. Life will prevail. You need to be like that with your goals. Like, no, shit don't like life is gonna go on. This is a challenge, but I'm gonna get my goal. It's my goal and I'm gonna get it. So don't be deterred by challenges. Everyone faces challenges along the way. Like, no one that you look up to has lived a life without challenges. But don't let them deter you from your goal. Let them entice creativity in you in terms of like how you can overcome those challenges. But don't step back from your goal. Be creative, talk to people, go back to your network of supports. I'm facing this challenge. Oh, I was facing a challenge yesterday. Called someone in my network and I was like, this is not even a challenge. Because you see, that's why it's a circle. You can't do it alone. You need people around you. And sometimes people have overcome the challenges that you're facing right now. Someone has overcome it like at some point in time. And they will give you the precise steps. That's why you need a network of people. They could be like, do XYZ. And there it is, challenge gone. You've learned something. You've connected, you've bonded with someone who's in your network. And by network, guys, I don't mean like or like business or whatever. By network, I mean your friends, your family, and your extended people that you spend time with. You guys have bonded. The challenge is overcome and you're close to your goal. Right? So a challenge is like an opportunity to bond with people, to learn something new, opportunity to grow. It's an opportunity to just be a better version of yourself. And when you get that goal, you feel so good because you know that a part of you has changed, it's grown, it's learned, and you've connected. Like, challenges are actually an opportunity for growth. We're still on the topic of building personal confidence. It hasn't changed. I know I haven't said those phrase or that word for a bit, but it hasn't changed. And now we're going to get into self-care and well-being. Take care of yourself, man. I'm going to say this again. You've got yourself. You need to have your own back. You need to have your own back so much. You need to be on your own side. And taking care of yourself is part of it. Have your own bag in terms of who are you allow into your life, into your circle. Have your own bag in terms of the things that you allow to circulate in your mind. Don't let doubt, self-doubt, negative self-talk circulate in your mind, because then that's not mental health. It goes down the drain in that regard. That's not taking care of yourself. The people who are around you, if you're gonna be hanging around people who bring you down, that's not taking care of yourself. You need to, and also take care of yourself, like physically, like appearance counts, guys. How you look tells people a lot about how you think about yourself. If you look like shit, people think you think shit of yourself. I know we want to be like idealistic, like, oh, looks don't matter, this and this. Guys, another thing that you'll learn as you stick around in this channel is, I'm actually quite okay. I can be very airy-fairy in terms of like, I really believe in God and that God is like can do wonders, but I'm also very realistic about the fact that we live on this planet with other human beings who are not godlike. So they make mistakes. As much as we make mistakes, we also make mistakes. We also do things wrong. So people are flawed. We are all flawed. I am flawed. You are flawed. And by virtue of that, things like looks, they do matter. We need to be realistic about it. They do matter. How you carry yourself and present yourself, it matters, right? So take care of yourself. Like, be clean. Like, be clean, smart, groom yourself, and also take care of your heart. Like, right? Like, don't allow yourself to be stressing a lot. Because, if I stress, it's so nice. If I stress, my skin just breaks out, and I just know that I'm not taking care of myself, man. It's like I'm not taking care of myself emotionally and mentally, and my skin will tell me. And you see how like relatively good my skin is, but it'll tell me when I'm not taking care of myself. So take care of yourself. Like, make sure that you have the goal that not the goal, the body that you are going to be proud of. Like, your body goals, what you're comfortable in, what you feel, which body you feel the most confident in. So you do it. And even if maybe society doesn't agree with your body or anything like that, we're going to get into those type of things later on. Even if society doesn't agree with your body and things like that, you can dress it in a way where you will still feel confidence. Because at the end of the day, you are the winner here. You are still going to win. You're still going to come out on top. However, we're going to find a way to make you come out on top, right? So take care of yourself, guys. Like, don't expose yourself. Oh, I can't believe I almost forgot the number one rule or indication of taking care of yourself is listening to your intuition, your inner voice. It will tell you that something's wrong. Don't go there. Don't say that. Don't give that person that thing. Don't take that thing from it. Your inner voice talks to you, guys, and that's God's voice in your heart. It will tell you what to do and what not to do. And following that voice is actually self-care tip number one for me personally. But take care of yourselves, guys. The world is not an easy place sometimes. But if you take care of yourself and you prioritize yourself and you love yourself, the world actually does get relatively easier. And the last two go together. Embracing failure and learning from mistakes being the first. I don't like the word failure because I think it's been weaponized against people too often. And people have used that word to not go after their goals. Because like, oh, what if I fail? Or what if you don't? So I don't like just... And also like the way my brain is set up, like, I don't know. I feel like failure is just a concept. Is it a real thing? Is failure really a real thing? Like, I don't know. Because I don't think you ever fail at anything. If anything, you learn. Yeah, so I think I'm going to go ahead and say that, look, in this channel, let's just take the word failure out of our vocabulary and replace it with an opportunity for learning, a learning opportunity. Because in the end, as you're trying to achieve something or get to a particular goal, you are learning things about yourself, about your environment, about that thing. You are learning. So even if you don't hit your goal where you want to hit it, you've grown in one way or another. So for me, it's like a win, you know? Like, remember when, okay, I'm not going to say it, but you know, remember when Lil Wayne said, I can turn a goddamn into a God's plan? That's exactly how I see failure. And also I alchemize a lot. So when failure comes my way, I find a way to make it valuable to me. So failure is not really our thing, but embrace the possibility that things may not unfold. Sorry, embrace the possibility that things might not pan out as exactly the way you'd like, but that's still not a bad thing. That's still not a bad thing. So failure for me, it's a word that I will not be using often, because it's also a word that feels weird when I say it. Like, it just feels funny inside of me. And I just don't like it. And learn from mistakes. Like, yeah, it's an opportunity for learning, and we learn and we grow and we move on. We learn something, you know something, you become better after having tried. People fixate too much on failing and not everything else that comes or that you develop or the value that you get or how you expand as you were trying. And that's what we should be focusing on as winners. And that's what we do focus on as winners. It's how much bigger and better you become in the process. As winners, we are process-based, not always outcome-based. The outcome is just it's a bonus. And that's another thing we're going to need to talk about moving forward. Okay, we'll talk about it when we get there. And then finally, awarding yourself and celebrating your wins. I find that I used to suffer from this a lot when I was younger. I would downplay my accomplishments. I would never take this time to stop and be like, oh wow, I won and I accomplished something and I achieved. I was always like ready to go to the next goal. Like, guys, if you do that, please stop doing that. That is not healthy behavior. Take time to celebrate your wins. Look at you. Look at how much you've grown. Look at how much you've developed. Look at you inching closer and closer to your goal. Oh my God. This we will talk about, that you need to, like, as you celebrate those small things, you know what it does? It creates joy inside of you. You know, you have like a joy, we have little factories inside of us, right? And then when we celebrate, or like when you pay attention to a particular emotion, it produces more of that emotion, right? So if you have a small goal, like, guys, honestly, I'm the type of person that if my goal is to make 100 Rand, man, let me make 50 cents. I will celebrate it. Like, I will like celebrate, and for me, that tells the universe that I'm appreciative, that I'm grateful. And then the universe, of course, is going to give me more, because it's like, oh, my daughter is so grateful and appreciative. So I'll give her more from where this came from. And then I try something else and then I win there too, because the universe knows, my girl is grateful. So win, take time to celebrate, like celebrate yourself, guys. Guys, you need to build your own life. No one is going to celebrate you. Nah, not the way you'd like. In fact, you might even become resentful. How come people never recognize me? Celebrate you. Don't wait for people. Life is gonna pass you. You are waiting for people. You're waiting for life is gonna celebrate yourself right now, today, for your small accomplishments, no matter how big, no matter how, especially the small ones. And because that's the other thing, we have this habit of waiting for the big things to celebrate them. Celebrate the small things, guys. Celebrate them. It tells God that you're an appreciative soul. So God gives you more to be appreciative of. It also shows that you recognize yourself and your effort. It shows that you see yourself. It shows that you recognize that at some point you were scared, and at some point you tried, and at some point you overcame a little obstacle or a little challenge, and you kept going. and you got to where you wanted to be, and you don't want to celebrate yourself for that. That is not loving yourself. I'm so sorry. Winners love themselves, and winners celebrate themselves. They celebrate no matter the magnitude of the win. Celebrate yourself, guys. Don't wait for people to celebrate you. Celebrate yourself. Love yourself. Reward yourself. Oh my God. Don't wait for people to reward you. I'm a professional winner, and I've decided to give myself this title. I'm not going to wait for people to tell me that I'm a winner, because I know I am. So don't wait for people to celebrate you and tell you that you're a winner, that you've accomplished something. You know the path that you've walked, so you know what you've overcome. So why not celebrate yourself? Do it. That brings us to the end of building confidence. The video for building confidence. Work on those things, guys, every day. Think about the small thing that I said throughout the day. That voice, fight it. Keep going. Love yourself. Trust yourself. Remember to have your own back. Take care of yourself. Celebrate your small wins. And I'll catch you on the next video. I love you.